Chirayu Thakkar, talking about countries that might or might not come out in support of what has happened in the West Asian region, come out in support of Israel. Let's talk about the United States. In the time that Israel was carrying out that airstrike on the Hezbollah commander in Lebanon, there was also just a few hours later an airstrike by the United States in Iraq for what they called was self-defense. How do you see America's role in this entire happening that has happened?
Good evening, Shreya, and thank you for having me. Uh, I think US is the reason that this situation has not escalated because everyone knows that if they are going to escalate the situation, United States would be willy-nilly entering into the situation, and that might complicate. They might even have to fight the US. So that is the reason nobody is escalating this to a full-fledged war. In fact, if you look at the last few hours, the only line that Lloyd Austin has said is that if this situation escalates, we will be standing by the side of Israel. Now, to what extent will they stand, and to what will be the the fine print of it, that we don't know. But it's a matter of fact that Israel and United States are strong allies, and Israel will have United States support. Having said that, the situation is, uh, as you rightly pointed out previously, there is a situation where escalation dynamics is possible, but even in that escalatory momentum, I think Iran is not prepared for this sort of a direct confrontation with Israel, or the other members of the wider Middle East region. They are not prepared for that sort of escalation. And in the last 10 months, the dynamics between Israel and Hamas, they have reached at multiple points where this war could have escalated. But the fact that it has not escalated simply speaks the fact that nobody is ready for the war. Nobody wants to escalate this war. Uh, of course,
But would you say
this
that
puts Tehran
even
in a
now, Chirayu, the fact that Israel has gone and struck the commanders, the Hamas chief, even now, do you think that the West Asian countries will not retaliate in a big way?
They will retaliate to some extent, but definitely they would not take the form of a full-fledged war. Because the limited point that I was trying to make is that in the last 10 months, we have visited multiple milestones that had escalatory potential. And the fact that it has not escalated shows the lack of appetite, because nobody is willing for a full-fledged confrontation in the Middle East. That is my assessment.
Okay. Fatima, after the Golan Heights rocket attacks, which killed 12 miners, the question was not if Israel would respond, the question was when Israel would respond. And it has done so. And many who support Israel say that this is something that it has a right to do. It has a right to defend itself, considering the fact that Hamas, Houthi, and Hezbollah, the three H's, have been attacking Israel from all sides, and therefore it needs to defend itself.
Yes, but Hamas rejected all the responsibilities for the Golan accident. And we have to consider that just few hours before what happened in Golan, Israel has targeted a school inside Gaza, in the northern part of Gaza, and killed over 13 miners, and some of them were medical staff. So I agree. Every country has the right to protect their own people, but people who live in Golan, in occupied Golan, they are not Israeli people. They're Syrians. Their nationalities are Syrians. They have Syrian passports. I can understand why Israeli are maneuvering this much on these miners who were killed, sadly, were killed by an accident. But Israel is not innocent in this situation, and they are doing these kind of going to another country, killing someone, and going back to their country. It cannot be acceptable. They did it before inside Iran. They killed Mohsen Fakhrizadeh back a few years ago when Iran and the United it was working on
Yes.
their ties on the JCPOA. So it is not about what happens in Golan. It is about what is going on between Iran and the United States right now. And we have to consider that Haniyeh was a political figure. They killed Shakar from the jihad, from those who are in the military. But Haniyeh was a political figure. You cannot just go and find someone who you don't like and kill them inside another countries.
Hmm. Hmm. Fatima, also then can I understand from you what are the kind of rumblings that you're hearing from the Iranian government? The fact that now all eyes are, of course, on how Iran would respond to this kind of a situation.
Yes, and there will be a response, as Iran officials said, there will be a response. But from what we have seen from the Mohsen Fakhrizadeh assassination inside Iran, we cannot say that, as you mentioned, we cannot say that when and how this retaliation will take place. So, as another guest of your program
Okay.
mentioned, I don't see a chance for a head-to-head conflict right now between Iran and Israel. We have to consider that Iran is not willing to take away the attention which is right now on the Gaza and genocide of people inside Gaza.
Okay. Okay.